Hello everybody, it's Dave with Smize Flies. The video today is going to be how to tie a blue-winged olive emerger. Right now I'm laying down a thread bed, and I lift up the thread, my tag end, I lift it up at an angle and I wrap onto it and it makes it fall right beside the last wrap. I say that in every video, but just in case somebody doesn't catch it, that's a nice tip to know. It really helps a lot. Alright, so I got that done. I got to wrap back up here because I have other things to wrap in. Snipping my tag end off with them Fly Smith scissors. Get you some. A piece of 0.3 millimeter copper wire for my segmentation. I set it right in behind the eye of the hook. And then just start wrapping, going backwards. Once I get so far, I'll lift it up and I do the same thing to get the even wraps. And this you can go Mach 5 if you want to. It just does what it's supposed to do. It just lays down perfect. I love it. And I like to put my wire in before I put the tail in, and I have reasons for that because I don't like interrupting the tail when I go to wrap forward. And if I wrap, you'll see here in a minute, I'll show you. And I'm wrapping it back to about right there, which would be even with the barb on the hook. I'm going to come back up a little bit right to there. Getting a piece of pheasant tail. And I did have a bunch of that laying right here, but I might not right now. So I'll start with a new pheasant tail. There's always a way to fix things. There it is. And I'm just going to pull some of this junk out of the sides. And I like to pull my fibers out 90 degrees, which kind of gets the tips of the feather in line, and then I rip it right off. Now my tips are all even. I don't have to worry about trying to stack it in a hair stacker, which I don't mind doing that, but if you can avoid it, why not? It's a step avoided. I'm a production tire. I'm always looking for a way to be quicker. I do a pinch wrap and hit that right there and tie it onto the top of the shank, and I wrap backwards. And then I will wrap it the whole way forward, and without cutting the pheasant tail. And the reason why is to build up a body taper. So I'm going to take it back forward now, like that. And then sometimes if you don't wrap it just right, it'll grab the pheasant tail and make it wrap around the hook. But after you tie for a while, you can kind of figure out where your wraps are going to lay. Old Brian over there at the Fly Smith, his thread control is just amazing. I'm trying to get like that, but I don't know if I'll ever reach that, but that's okay. If I can even get part way there, I'm good. So I wrap it up to about one hook eye back from the eyelet. Snip it. Look how close that snips with these Fly Smith scissors. Get you some. I keep talking about them, but they're just beyond amazing. And a lot of people want to use dubbing for this part, but I use what's called dirty bug yarn, and I just like the way it works. As a production tire, it makes things quicker. I don't have to worry about making noodles every time I want to wrap a body. All I got to do is tie this in and start wrapping. It's a little bit more of an expensive way to do things, but at the same time, it's, like I said, when you're production tying, it's all about speed. The quicker you can get it done, the better your life's going to be. I'm going to stop about right there. You'll see why in a minute. I'm going to snip my tag into the poly yarn off, or should I say dirty bug yarn, and then I'm going to start wrapping it. And you kind of want to stay pretty close to your last wrap because you got black thread underneath, and it'll sneak a peek way, it'll come through and you'll be able to see the black. You don't really want that. In some flies you might want that, but not this one. I'm going to stop right there because I have to tie in an emerger shuck. This is a blue-winged olive emerger, which is the very stage before they turn into a dry fly. And I'm going to stop right there, and I'm leaving this here for a reason. I'll show you that. And now, there we go. Now I'm out. I have no problem with the tail. trying to wrap with me because I'm tying it in over top of the wire on the way in. And this is what I'm wrapping up my segmentation. And again, this is 0.3 millimeter copper wire. You can find it about any fly shop. You can find it online by the pretty decent sized spools over on AliExpress, and they're only like $5. And I tried it out, and I'm very happy with the product. I'll show it to you right now. That's a big spool of it. And this was only like $5, which is unreal. If I was to buy those small spools, they're like $3. And I bet you the small spools, there's probably 50 or 60 of them here. So think of the money I saved doing that. AliExpress, if you don't mind waiting, it's a great place to buy things from. They do have some darn good materials. I buy my pheasant tails from there. I buy a lot of stuff from there. One thing I don't buy from there is thread. I either buy from Vivas or I buy from Semperfli, which lately I've been pretty heavy on Vivas because I really like Vivas thread. I am going to try out Brian, the Flysmith thread, at some point here. I keep forgetting to buy some. I haven't bought much in a while because Christmas came around and the extra money wasn't there because of buying gifts. So now that it's out of the way, I can start buying things again. And now that I got my wire tied in, you helicopter it. You just kind of keep spinning it until it comes off. Usually it's 7 or 8, maybe 10 spins, and it's off there. And that's big enough to use again. So I'll set that down here for my next one. And this stuff here, this is something you guys really couldn't source yourself. This is called Straight Dub. A buddy of mine named Danny DeCare. No, it's D-A-C-A-R-E, DeCare. Danny DeCare. He sources this stuff and sells it. You'd have to look up his name on TikTok or Facebook if you wanted to get any of this. This stuff makes great emergers. You can tie great bait fish with it. There's so many things. You can make wings with it. There's a lot of applications in fly tying for this stuff. And it's so strong. You can't break this. Like, you could put, I think he told me it was 1,700 pounds of pressure, and it still doesn't break. So, because this stuff is just amazingly strong. So I will take this and I will continue to wrap it back to right there where it's meeting the body. And I'll stop right there. Everything like this is called your tag end. The end you're not going to need. You need to snip it right off of there. And that's what I mean about how close these scissors get. I love that. And I'm going to pull this back because I'm going to wrap over this. And then I'm going to come backwards to where I meet back up with the straight dub. And then I will wrap it forward because I'm going to have to catch my yarn here, or my dirty bug yarn. Yeah, that stuff. Up top here. I'm trying to wrap that white in so I don't have to worry about burning it out with the cauterizing tool, but I might be able to cover it with the thread. So now I'm going to wrap a few more wraps up front. So it looks like the body is being completed the whole way up front. No, that slipped a little bit, so I know it's showing on that side. I'm going to go one more wrap up this way. Nope. It's going to slip on me, which means it'll get down too close to the eye, so I try to fight against that because that's not a fun thing to have happen. There it is, it's in. Now I will wrap, and I still want to cover that white, so I'll wrap backwards trying to cover that white so I don't have to use the cauterizing tool. I'm going to keep doing what I can, and I have another way to cover it if I can't get it all, which I'm not going to get it all, so I'll show you what I'll do. And you want to take this, and I like to lick my fingers to get a hold of all of this. Get it where you want it, and just there's that. I guess I need to do another snip yet. I've got some extra stuff right here. Right there. And I will snip this here. And I will finish building this up. And this is where I like to tilt my hook backwards so my thread isn't slipping off the front, because that happens all too often. So I'm going to stop there, grab my whip finisher. Go like this and make the whip finish. And 3, 4, there's 5 wraps, and then I like to get 4 to 5 wraps Sometimes I'll whip finish twice just to give that extra knot in case it comes loose. You still have another knot to catch, you know, before it comes off. So now that I've got all these extra fibers, I'll use a lighter and burn all that crap out of the way and kind of clean that up a little. And where that white spot is, UV Craft Resin is something, you guys, something you're going to want to remember. This stuff is amazing. It comes with a really nice small brush. It's a little bit thinner than your most resins. And it's, I don't know, it's just amazing resin in my opinion. And I'll take it and lay it right on my thread and that. And I'm going to have to catch that drop that fell. It's going to fall here in a second. Okay, so now we're good. And I will turn this upside down and let gravity do its work and let it all come to the top because it'll make a nice clean head that you can see from the top. And as you can see, this is a very strong UV resin light torch, whatever. That's cured already. It was cured within a couple seconds of touching it. It's 980 nanometers. You don't want to buy anything less than that because you'll start, a lot of people say they have crappy resin. It's not the resin. Almost never the resin. It's actually the light. And you don't want to get a crappy light because it's not going to do what you want it to do. And I am going to go in and around the eye like I always do. The eye of the hook. I burn anything in the way there. That way the fisherman that's going to use this will not have a problem getting his leader through there. And I'm really big on trying to make sure the fishermen are taken care of when I'm tying. And then I can just put it back away. These things come in major handy. If you do go to get one, make sure you get one that looks like this at the tip because I can pull this out and put a new tip in. They make one that you cannot replace the tip. It's just there until it wears out and then it's done. But anyhow, as I usually do at this point, I'm going to take the emerger out and put it in a pair of tweezers and show it to you guys up close. And that's the how-to for the day, the blue-winged olive emerger. There it is. That's what you want. I got a lot of fibers coming off the back. You don't want that, but shit happens. So I'm not even going to try to pull it off. I'm just going to burn it even. There it is. So now we're going to do this one more time. Here you go. Blue-winged olive emerger, which is the stage of the fly right before it turns into a dry fly. And then there's one stage after that. That's the spent wing, and then they're pretty much done. The life cycle of a fly is very sad in most cases. But that's what you got. You can see the ribbing is real nice on there. Adds to the realism. It's got a nice black head on it. It's got the nice emerger shuck. And obviously a nice tail. Anyhow, you guys, thank you very much for joining. If you like what you see, please like the video. And if you don't mind, give me a sub. Become a sub on here. It's free. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers so that when I go live, my audience will be able to comment and I can interact with them. Where if I go live right now, I'll have nobody in here. I mean, I can get 25 people in here, but nobody can comment. So it would be pointless to go live, in my opinion, because I like to mingle and talk to you guys. So anyhow, thank you guys very much. God bless, and you guys see you tomorrow.